Hey, today is National Deviled Eggs Day. Gang, I don't make this stuff up. I just take a look to see what the national day is on the calendar, and it is, well, there's a few things that it's national, but the thing that kind of struck me was the deviled eggs, because I have known some folks over the years who made some really damn tasty deviled eggs. And then I've had some that were just god-awful. So I don't know if you enjoy deviled eggs or not, but there is one thing I do know, and that is the Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer. I'm back once again as your host here at The Daily Dope, presented by thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the Grand Poobah, otherwise known as the founder and editor-in-chief. So, welcome aboard. Today is Friday, November 2nd. This is episode 190 of The Daily Dope. So, got some stuff cooking today. I am going to be unboxing and taking a first look at Betrayal Legacy from Avalon Hill. It is not out in stores until next week, but, and this was under embargo, but I have gotten the approval to do an unboxing, to show this off, because there are some outlets who have already been sharing Betrayal Legacy. So, I don't know. There's no embargo anymore, I guess. I don't know. I have no clue. All I know is it's okay for me to share this. So I'm going to be doing that in just a few moments. I do have a lot of stuff I'm going to talk about because tomorrow is our big Extra Life charity stream. It is a 12-hour event that is going to be going on with Elliot Miller, my best friend over at voiceofe.com, my nephew Cameron. Some of his friends might be popping in and out, but we are going to be playing games from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to talk about what exactly we're playing, what we are giving away during the live stream, so that's pretty cool too. So I don't have any news today. And one of the reasons why is because I am going to talk a little bit about what we're doing for tomorrow's Extra Life stream, which benefits the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. The hospital we're choosing to play for is our local Miracle Network hospital, and that is the Ann and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago. But I am going to talk a little bit about that, kind of talk about what's coming up on shows next week, and then I'm going to jump into my unboxing and first look. So just so people know, if you are watching this after the fact, because this is a live stream, if you are watching this video after the fact, check the show notes. If you don't want to have to, listen to the Extra Life talk, there will be a timestamp so you can just jump right ahead into the unboxing and first look. So are we good with that? Everybody's cool? Okay, excellent. So as I mentioned, this is episode 190 of The Daily Dope. If this is your first time joining me, this is very, very casual. I just talk about mainly tabletop gaming, and it's not brain surgery. Nobody's going to die. Just going to kick back, relax, and have some fun. If you enjoy the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you happen to like the Gaming Gang channel, by all means, please subscribe. I really, really appreciate that. Do want to also point out that I am in the midst of a giveaway. It is for YouTube subscribers right now, and it is for the 5th edition of Vampire the Masquerade from White Wolf Publishing and Modifius Entertainment. It is for the PDF, which has an MSRP of like $25. I'm giving away one copy. Pretty easy for you to win it. All you got to do is check out yesterday's show when I reviewed it and just leave a comment on the video and you're in. You're in the running. So one person right now in the running for that contest. So I know I didn't make a big deal about it. I didn't tweet a lot about it. I just kind of floated it out there during the show. So because this is a live stream, chat is available through YouTube. Do want to mention that chat is not on screen, but I do keep an eye on it. So if you want to say hello, or you want to just chime in with a question, or maybe there's something about Betrayal Legacy you want to get a closer look at, by all means, simply chime in and I will respond. All right, so did want to point out that tomorrow is going to be a big day. In fact, I'm tearing apart the Duct Tape Studios right after the show here because it's kind of going on the road. So, yep, my computer and cameras and some of the lighting all coming with me because we are pumped. Elliot, Cameron, and I are excited because we are once again going to take part in the Extra Life National Gaming Day. So, of course, we're doing board gaming. It is a charity stream. As I mentioned, it is going to run from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this year, we got plenty of giveaways for people who make the largest donation during many of our 2-hour segments, because we are breaking down the stream into 2-hour segments, and we will be playing various different games and doing some giveaways as well. So we are also going to do some lightning giveaways for stuff that is not necessarily associated with a particular game that we're playing. Now, this is what I've got right now. Still got some feelers out to a couple of companies. May have some more giveaways, may not. I'm not sure, but this is the lineup we've got. You may notice there's some empty spaces behind me because I've pulled some games out. So first off, let me grab a sip. So we're going to begin at 8 a.m. So from 8 until 10, we're going to play one of my favorite Osprey games, the Lost Expedition. It is designed by Pierre Sylvester. Elliot has not played this, so it'll be the first time that Elliot plays this. Cameron and I really dig it. So from 8 until 10, we're going to play some Lost Expedition. We'll probably end up getting a couple of games in. There will be a little discussion before we get started diving into the game, because Elliot hasn't played, so we'll kind of show him how to play. So here's the cool thing, right? So if you tune in and if you're watching between 8 and 10 tomorrow morning, we are going to give away a copy of the Lost Expedition plus the brand new expansion that's just come out called The Fountain of Youth. I believe it's The Fountain of Youth and Other Tales. So if you happen to be the person who makes the largest donation between 8 and 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, you're going to win. Sweet. And it's going to be shipped out directly from Osprey Games. Don't even have to worry about shipping or anything like that. From 10 a.m. till 12 noon, we will be playing Everdell, which is from Starling Games. This is a fantastic game. This game has a lot of really cool table presence. That said, the way we're going to have to set it up is we are not going to actually have the tree, the Ever tree, set up during the game. We will show it off a little bit in the beginning, but just the way the camera is going to have to be set up to kind of cover the game itself as we play, that tree's would block stuff out. So do want to mention it won't have as much table presence as it usually does, but still, this is a lot of fun. I reviewed this, really dig this, and this is from Starling Games. We do have a special giveaway. It's going to be from Flying Meeple Games, which is a Starling imprint. And we are going to give away a 3-pack of family games from Flying Meeple to the one person who makes the largest donation from 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. And that 3-pack of family games includes Ella Minis, Gimme Gimme Guinea Pigs, say that 5 times fast, and Dig Dog Dig. So pretty cool. The reason why we can't give away a copy of Everdell is it's sold out. It is sold out at the distributor level. So even though it's still in some stores, I don't believe Starling Games has any copies left that we could have given out. So from 12 until 2, we are going to play some War Chest from Alderac Entertainment Group. This is a very fun abstract war game. I recently reviewed this as well. In fact, you probably hear the chips, the really cool poker chips for the units, kind of falling around in the box. Oops. I'll have to be sorting those out. Still waiting to hear back to see if we can do an AEG giveaway of any sort. I don't know. A lot of these companies are kind of tied up from being, at Essen, in Essen, I should say, for Spiel. But we are going to play this. It is for 2 or 4 players. So we may have some friends, some of our honorary gang members who take part in a lot of the gaming that I do for my reviews beforehand. We're not positive who might be showing up. So it might just be a couple of us playing, or we might actually get a full 4-player game of War Chest out there. Then from 2 until 4 p.m., we're going to play Axis and Allies and Zombies, which is from Avalon Hill. This just came out, and I'll be the first to point out, I have not played Axis and Allies in a long, long time. I know Elliot hasn't played in a long time. Cameron, I don't believe, has ever... No, I'm sure he hasn't played Axis and Allies. So, we are probably not going to get a full game of Axis and Allies and Zombies in, but you will get to see what the game looks like. I did an unboxing not too long ago. So you get to see what the game looks like, get to see us kind of messing around. I think we're going to try to do the 3-player 1939 scenario, which is Great Britain, Germany, and the Soviet Union. So we'll try to do that. Then, moving right along, from 4 until 6, we are going to be playing... Now, I don't have Tiny Epic Zombies on hand. It's actually at the location we're doing our charity stream at. But we are going to play Tiny Epic Zombies as well as Tiny Epic Galaxies, which I also really, really enjoy. These are both from Gamelin Games. Once again, I've got some feelers out to Michael over at Gamelin. I have not heard back as far as if we'll have like any kind of giveaway. So, don't know. But because we really like the Tiny Epic games, we're going to feature those from 4 until 6. Then we're going to wrap up. I'm moving stuff all over the place, right? I got all this stuff stacked up because it's going to eventually go in the car a little later on this afternoon anyway. But we're going to wrap up our charity stream from 6 until 8 with a game from one of my favorite game companies. All these games are from great companies, don't get me wrong. But GMT Games and I go way back. They've been with the gaming gang pretty much since the beginning. And Elliot Miller and I love Twilight Struggle. We also love 1960, The Making of the President. Election day's right around the corner, so we thought, hey, you know what? Why not? Elliot Miller and I are going to go head-to-head. We don't know who's Kennedy, who's Nixon yet. Probably decide right before we play. But we are going to be playing 1960, The Making of the President. So if we've got some other, temporary gang members, or I should say honorary gang members, hanging around in Cameron, they'll probably just kind of kick back and watch us play. But yes, Elliot Miller and I are going to go head-to-head. Cool thing is, I've got some GMT games I am going to give away. These are going to be coming personally from me, because I actually didn't reach out to GMT about doing any sort of giveaways and that, because GMT has always been fantastic with me, and they always send out just about everything they ever release. So, I have recently gotten my hands on the 3 latest reprints for the Coin series of games. So, I've got A Distant Plane. I have got Andean Abyss, which was the first game in the Coin series. And then I also have Fire in the Lake. Wow, this is the heaviest of the bunch. Got Fire in the Lake. This is the Vietnam Coin game. And what I'm going to do is, because I've reviewed all 3 of these, but I am 99% positive that I never shot video for them. So what I'm going to actually do is, I am going to just do unboxing videos. So that means I'm not going to punch anything out. All that's going to happen is the shrink's going to come off, and I'm going to show off the games. But once I have done that, I am going to actually give these away. So I'm giving these away ahead of time, right? So we're going to have 3 giveaways from 6 to 8. So what we're going to end up doing is whoever makes the largest donation gets their first pick. Second largest donation gets the second pick. Third largest donation is going to get the third one. So just floating that out there. So that should be pretty cool. Should be a lot of fun for us to effectively wrap up our 12-hour gaming marathon. So there you have it. Pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm pretty pumped because we've had a little more social media buzz about it than we did last year. Last year, I mean, it was like super last minute that we put it together. And Julie Ahern, or I think it's Ahern. I always mix it up. I think it's Julie Ahern over at Greenbrier Games. And her hetero life partner, I guess we'll say, Rob, actually hosted last year's stream at Rob's art studio. So Julie was off covering in Essen, and I think she's just getting home like today from being over in Europe. So I didn't even, reach out because I figured she's probably exhausted. And like usual, probably has some con crud. So just because we're not doing anything with Greenbrier Games doesn't mean that we're not still pals with Greenbrier, right? All right, so, but pretty cool. We're getting some buzz. One thing I do want to mention is that please tune in. If you watch the Daily Dope, if you hang out, please tune in at some point tomorrow. Just watch, just jump into chat, say hi. I am not here to twist anybody's arm to make donations to Extra Life, right? That is not how I go about it. I don't twist your arm to support the gaming gang. So why am I going to twist somebody's arm as far as, a charity? But that said, we are going to actually be talking about the charity, and it will come up from time to time as we're playing. We're probably going to actually even have some commercial breaks during the stream, just so people know. I don't want people getting pissed off where it's like, oh, there's like a big long advertisement for Extra Life in the Children's Miracle Network of hospitals. It's like, it's not going to be like that, but we are going to talk about it too, because we're not just getting together to just play games. All right, so 18 minutes in, right? Haven't even gotten into Betrayal Legacy yet, and people are like, what? It's how it is. It's a live show. It's how it works. So next week, just so you know, I'm not going to pull the stuff out. I kind of switched the schedule because today I was going to actually show off the second edition of Block by Block from Out of Order Games. I swear, I think it's Out of Order. I'm not looking right at the box. That was going to be today. I moved that to next week. So next Monday, I'll be taking a look at the new second edition of Block by Block. Tuesday, I'm going to be reviewing The Captain is Dead Lockdown from AEG. I also have the latest Ascension expansion for the Ascension card game, Delirium. So going to have that. I'm also going to try to get my review of Cryptid out. So I have not played it enough times just yet to do a review, but by then I should. Okay, so that is what's cooking. I know most people are going to be tuning in because they want to get a peek at Betrayal Legacy, which is from Avalon Hill. It is designed by Rob Davio. I believe that's how Rob pronounces his last name. The game is for 3 to 5 players, ages 12 and up. Each tale takes about 45 to 90 minutes to play. Betrayal Legacy hits stores on November 9th and will carry an MSRP of $75. I have had the distinct pleasure of actually playing a little bit of Betrayal Legacy ahead of time. So Elliot Miller and I actually had an opportunity to go downtown and play downtown Chicago, I should say. Well, not downtown, but in Chicago. Kind of more like uptown. It used to be called Newtown, I think. And we went to the Red Lion Pub, which is supposed to be haunted. And we got together with Rob and some other media folks. And we played the prologue as well as the first tale from the game. So let's zip on over to this other camera here. So the reason why I mentioned this is as opposed to a normal unboxing where you're just taking stuff out and all you know is effectively kind of the sell sheet info, I have more of a clue as far as what we're going to be taking a look at. Do want to point out this is a legacy game. there are some things we are not going to really dig into and take a peek because I don't want to spoil somebody's fun with the game. I'm not going to discuss what the prologue looks like. I'm not going to discuss what the first story is either, simply because I don't want to ruin like 8% of your game. So we're going to flip this on over. We're going to take a look at the back, kind of read some of the flavor text. Every house has a story. This one is yours. With its history shrouded by wild-eyed ravings and scrawling of madmen, it was thought that no one would ever know the unholy origin of the house on the hill. Until now. The history you tell is one you create, journeying back to the beginning of the horror as you create a unique story told through several generations of families obsessed with the house. Your actions will tell the murderous origin of its construction and uncover its darkest secrets as you and your fellow explorers follow a dizzying path of madness to the very root of evil. Will you survive the horrifying truth or become just another ghastly corpse in the House on the Hill's history? Based on the award-winning Betrayal at House on the Hill, Betrayal Legacy is a unique experience offering you the chance to create the iconic house's story through decisions and actions taken in the game. Once the campaign is complete, you'll be left with a fully replayable, customized board game. All right, let's get the shrink on off of this puppy here. Interestingly enough, I had originally wanted to feature Betrayal Legacy during our Extra Life stream tomorrow. And then I kind of thought, well, okay, first of all, at that point in time, it was like, no, it's embargoed. We're not supposed to share anything, any video. That was the whole point. No video until the 9th. But I had thought, oh, hey, it'd be super cool to kind of share this. And then I realized, well, no, we can't because we had the embargo. And then the other reason why I wouldn't want to share it is, once again, I don't want to spoil the fun that people are going to have when they first play Betrayal Legacy. Just along the lines of when I do like role-playing adventure reviews, I don't like spoil it, right? I don't give everything away. All right, so first off, we've got a bunch of these stickers. So what's going to happen as you play? There are different things. You've got heirlooms that are like kind of like passed through your family and things like that. So you see we've got kind of these different crests, these different family crests on here. So each of the players will represent a family throughout these different generations. So one of the things that I thought was kind of funny when we first started, well, actually when I first heard about Betrayal Legacy, first thing that popped in my head was the old, well, the 1960s version, in my opinion, is the best, but Shirley Jackson's, oh my gosh, Haunting of Hill House. I was like, wait a second, yeah, Shirley Jackson's Haunting of Hill House, which, funny enough, of course, is now a series on Netflix. Still love the 60s movie. Really, really creepy stuff. And it's cool to know that the Netflix series is not just a remake of the Shirley Jackson tale. So anyway, so we've got the stickers here. So we've got that. Then we've got the Folium Infernum. So we've got various different things that as we play, we're going to actually open these up. So if you're familiar with any kind of legacy games, say like, Risk Legacy or Pandemic it's Pandemic Legacy, you'll know that different things change as you play the game. So it's funny because it almost reminds me of like an advent calendar here. So we've got this. Then we've got some punch boards. So we've got various different punch boards. Now, the way the house is going to be laid out, from my experience when we were playing, is you'll have different floors. So you'll have like the first floor, second floor, basement, and we can see we've got the different rooms. And then if we flip it over, it's going to show us, okay, so that's a starting tile, starting area, Then we've got like upper floor, ground floor. There's going to be different rooms. So as you're playing the game, as the years go past, because the game's going to kick off, if I remember correctly, isn't it 1672, which is the Salem witch trials, or when we had the whole like witchcraft madness in the Northeast? That's when this kicks off. So what'll happen is the house will actually change over the generations. The layout of the house changes, which would make sense because, start off with just a small house, and over the years you're going to expand it, you're going to build on it. So we do see that we've got the double-sided. Once again, here we have the different family crests as well. Then we've got stuff like small obstacle, large obstacle, searched. As you go through the house, the various times you play, one of the options that your character will have is actually search a room. So, and of course, once something has been found in the room, then that room's been searched. You can't find anything once any time after that during that tale. So, also we have the different families. So these are kind of like your family card, and there are clips for you to track your knowledge, your sanity, your speed, and your might. So I gotta admit, I was a little surprised that we didn't see, like with the dials for Betrayal at House on the Hill. WizKids released these dials, these kind of like character boards that have dials on them, which were pretty cool. Of course, you gotta buy them from WizKids to add to your Betrayal at House on the Hill game. But I was kind of surprised we didn't see something like that. But one of the things with each of the families is that each of the families actually have different attributes that they're good at and others they're not so good at. So if we take a look at these two families here, we're going to see that where it's green, that's where you start at. So here, this yellow family, their sanity starts at 3. Whereas down here, the purple family, theirs would start at 5. But you see different things here. So might, which is like your strength, a lot of your fighting is based on might. Here, they're a 4, whereas these guys are a 3. Now, of course, we've got some more tokens here. It's a small monster. Looks like we've got some different runes here. Not sure. I think this might be the turn tracker. Might be a turn tracker here. Because remember, keep in mind, we just played the prologue and the first story, so a lot of this stuff did not come into play. But these family boards did. And when we flip them over, if we take a closer look here, the family board, actually, you're going to put the family name, and then we've got the different years here. Oh, so here it says 1666. 1666, that's before the Salem witch trials. So, which actually did not take place in Salem. How about that one? Anyway, so you'll have the different, you're going to put your character, their age, what was their fate? Did they turn out to be the traitor? Did they die during the tale? Because you're marking if they were the traitors simply because Betrayal at House on the Hill, as well as Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, many of the adventures have a traitor mechanic where one of the players suddenly is hunting the other players or becomes a villain, becomes a monster, what have you. So that is why it's showing, are they a traitor or not? I gotta be honest, I don't know for certain if it's the case for every one of the adventures or not. I think it would be cool if we did have a few tales that there is not a traitor, but I don't know. So once again, we've got a couple more of the family boards here, and once, of course, right there, that is their family crest. Another thing to point out on these family boards is going to tell you different actions you can have. So give, drop, take, pick up, attack. Your speed is kind of pretty much your movement. How many rooms you can kind of move around in. We've got some other tokens here. We got a car. Well, it's like that car's from like the late 60s, early 70s there. Kind Kind of funny. If you end your turn here, lose 1 sanity. There's like a mouth. So we've got an armoire, a chest, a crib, a nest. Speed, might, sanity, knowledge. Not sure what those are. Not sure why those are there. Some other tokens here. Some numbered tokens as well. So we've got, once again, we've got another family board. We've got some other tokens here. Large monster, portal. Then we got some more of the rooms. So right there, we got more of the rooms here. So ground floor, upper floor, ground floor, outside. So what happens is you'll have like a little stack of the different room tiles and they're face down. So when somebody goes through a doorway, say for an example here, like here's a doorway, there's a doorway, you're going to draw from your stack of room tiles to see, okay, so what's the next room? Of course, if you run out of tiles for that area, well, then there are no more rooms for you to explore or to actually build upon the house with. So these are pretty much, these look like these are all kind of the starting house tiles. One of the interesting aspects I should point out as well that through the game is they try to go with kind of an art style, a design style that could conceivably go through different generations throughout the years, right? So it's not one of these situations where, oh, there's a TV set in the rooms. You know, there's no big console radio, computers, things like that. All right, so then we've got the rule book here for Betrayal Legacy. So this is just the rule book, so we're not ruining anything here by looking through the rules. Talking about the overview of the game, which we kind of talked about already. In Betrayal Legacy, you play a member of a family exploring a house that seems to invite trouble. At some point during the game, one player triggers what is called the Haunt. At this point, one player usually becomes a traitor bent on defeating the rest of the players. There we go. So I guess that's kind of answering my question about, I wonder if we'll actually have some of the tales where there isn't a traitor in it. That doesn't mean that there isn't going to be a monster or monsters that you need to defeat or some sort of supernatural event. So it's talking about the components. We've got the Legacy decks, the Purgatory Deck, sticker sheets, the Folium Infernum, Trader's Tome and Secrets of Survival, Bleak Journal, different card decks and tile stacks. Talking about tile planks, figures, tokens, what to do before you start, threats, dice, and tiles, what you do on your turn, critical traits, discovering a new tile, cards, talking about drawing event, item, and omen cards, breaking those down. I like that rule sticker F, rule sticker G. So coming from the Folium Infernum, I think it was just called. Talking about your different actions, how you can attack, the haunt itself. So, you're evil now. I have to admit, when we played the first adventure, after we played the prologue, after we played the first adventure, I was the traitor. I ended up being the traitor. And I did actually all the other players. So, including Elliot Miller. Elliot Miller fell to my evil machinations. Actually, I was just attacking everybody. So we got the Bleak Journal. So we are not going to take a look into this. But I do believe the Bleak Journal is for the players who are not traders. So each of the different adventures might have something specific or might include like new things, new mechanics, new actions maybe the players can take on, new tokens that you're going to use. So I believe the Bleak Journal is the book that the non-traders are going to look at. Then we got the Trader's Tome, whereas the Trader's Tome is the booklet that the trader is going to look at. So, because each side is going to have different things available for them to do. Secrets of Survival? I am not sure. Now, I'm going to take this off camera. I'm going to take a quick peek here, see what I've got. Don't know, because it looks like this is also talking about some of the various different adventures. So I'm, of course, obviously enough, the rule book is going to explain all these things. Right, then we got the figures, which they are pre-painted. Once again, as I was saying, that the way the art style is done for the game, that they've tried to kind of stay away from making it any specific time period for like the rooms. They did the same with the figures as well. They are pre-painted. Gotta admit, kind of little lackluster paint job. I'm just being honest. Because you can see there isn't, I mean, there's facial detail, but there is no paint to bring out any of that facial detail. If you are somebody who paints miniatures, obviously enough, you can repaint them, or just simply take maybe a really light brown wash and do a wash on the faces just to bring some of that detail out. So we do have the figures here. Then we've got the little markers, which you're going to use for the player, or I should say family boards here. So these are the markers or clips. You're going to clip these on here. Much nicer clips. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I have not played Betrayal at House on the Hill. I have seen it because Elliot's got it. And one thing I had noticed were the clips were pretty cheesy. These are actually a lot nicer than what you would find in Betrayal at House on the Hill. So we got those clips for that. We've got different bases for the figures. So of course these are color coordinated. So if you are the blue family, you're going to use a blue base for your miniature. And of course, miniatures, you can kind of just change things up. You don't necessarily have to be like the little kid in the the nightgown or whatever every game. Okay, then we got some dice, and these are not usual six-sided dice. These are what usually the terminology is normally used is they are averaging dice. But for example, with these dice, we've got sides that have 1 pip and 2 pips. That's it. 1 pip, I should say, or 2 pips. And then, so we've got 2 sides that have a single pip, 2 sides that have 2, and 2 sides that have a blank. When I was playing as the trader, I was rolling some really seriously good dice. So there were times where I was rolling like 6 dice and getting things like 10 pips. So, I mean, I was rolling some really, really good dice. So we've got 8 of those dice here. Now we do have the Purgatory Deck. Once again, I'm not going to crack these open because I don't want to spoil stuff for you. So we've got the Purgatory Deck. It says start from the other side. Do not shuffle this deck. So it's very important. If you've played any of the games that have come out recently that are kind of like escape room games, but they're card games, kind of the same way. So the deck is already prepared for you. You do not shuffle it up. You're going to actually play from the deck. So got that. Got the Legacy deck. Same thing. It says stop. Do not open this deck or look at any cards until you're ready to start your first game. Do not shuffle this deck. Then we've got a second part. So we've got a second Legacy deck. It says open this and remove this top card when the other Legacy deck is run out. Simple enough, right? So, got those. Then we got the starting deck. Open this and sort the cards before you start the first game. Uh-oh, there's a monster right on the back there, monster card. So we got that. Then we've got more tiles. Place these tile planks in the tray this side down. Do not shuffle or look at any planks until instructed. I know, I'm sure there's people out there like, oh man, this is disappointing, dude. I was hoping to see all this stuff. So, and then of course you can see that we've got a pretty nice storage insert here. So once we start popping stuff out, like here we can obviously tell that we're going to be dropping tiles into here. So it looks like we're going to have plenty of space to be putting some of the various different items, different tokens, different counters, things like that, different tiles in different locations. So a couple other things that I want to point out too, that I know from having played a couple of the adventures for this, is that the heirlooms. It's kind of interesting. You might find a weapon of some sort, or you might just find an item, and it's an heirloom item. And what you'll do is you'll actually take one of the stickers from the sticker sheet, put it on that item, and you actually put the family name on that item. So if a member of that family discovers that item again in the house, they get special bonuses to using that item. It is not automatically that family's item that they keep all the time. So I thought that was kind of interesting. We also have some of the different tiles. There, if somebody is killed on a tile, there's you'll mark it with these like ghosts and stuff, and then depending on in the adventures, if there are so many like ghosts on a tile, something will happen. If not, something doesn't happen, or vice versa. So a lot of cool little stuff going on, and I am definitely looking forward to digging back into this and playing it with Cameron and some of the gang, because I think they'll get a big kick out of this, because they tend to like horror games and things like that. So we've got all the different tiles. We've got all the different pre-made decks of cards. We've got the Bleak Journal, the Trader's Tome, the Secrets of Survival. We've got the rule book itself. We've got the pre-painted minis. Lots of goodies in this box. And of course, you want to stay tuned, because I will have a review of Betrayal Legacy in the very near future. So once again, as I mentioned previously, Betrayal Legacy comes out on the 9th of November. It is for 3 to 5 players, ages 12 and up. I'm a little iffy on the 12 and up, because there's some horrific things going on. So everybody knows their kids better than, of course, I ever would. But I don't know. I mean, mechanically, I'm sure 12 and up is easy. But thematically, I don't know. Once again, I mean, there's people out there who let their 8-year-olds watch The Walking Dead every week. So, yeah, knock yourself out. I'm not here to parent. Anyway, as I said previously, each tale plays out in about 45 to 90 minutes. Let me grab a sip here. And Betrayal Legacy will carry an MSRP of $75 when it arrives next week. So that is it for today's show. As I like to point out, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel here at YouTube, please visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. Come on, by now you know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer. I will actually be back tomorrow for the big 12-hour Extra Life charity board gaming marathon. And I do hope that some of you out there pop in, just to kick back, joke around with us in chat. We're gonna have a really, really good time. Hey, John P is popping in. Hey, Jeff, thanks. I assume this is a related game to Betrayal House on the Hill, the legacy version. Yeah, this is a brand new game. This is not an expansion to Betrayal at House on the Hill. It's a brand new game. It is a legacy game, and it's sort of like the you're creating the history of the house. So yes, that is what it is, John. It's you don't have to have Betrayal at House on the Hill to play Betrayal Legacy whatsoever. Anyway, all right, as I was saying, hopefully folks will pop in. They'll check out the live stream tomorrow with Elliot Miller, Cameron McAleer, myself, and maybe some of the honorary gang members. So, if you pop in, I'll see you then. Otherwise, I will be back on Monday. So have a great weekend. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Thanks again for watching The Daily Dope, presented by The Gaming Gang. If you like this episode, be sure to give it a quick thumbs up. And if you dig the channel, please subscribe. If you'd like to check out our previous episode, click right here. And if you want to check out a somewhat randomly selected episode, give a click right down here. It'll be like opening a box of Cracker Jacks. You just don't know what you'll get. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'm Jeff McAleer.